Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Kyle Goes Flying, but this time we're doing a bit of trucking content. As I said when I uploaded the first video, I was going to do some trucking content, some truck vlogs moving forward, and that's sort of been what we've been getting up to lately, is just setting things up and getting things ready for that. So yeah, first trucking vlog. I intended to start the video a lot earlier, I can't lie. We started about 6 o'clock this morning, and I was intending to start it in the yard, but essentially yeah, I was pissed off. Somebody had changed the language on my truck, and it took me a while to figure that one out and to translate it and all that sort of stuff. And then by the time that was done, obviously we were just behind on schedule really, so I just had to yeah, basically crack on with it. Thought, right, I'll film a little bit on the road, get things set up, so I can just sort of pop the camera on and get going. But yeah, now we're on the road. We're heading to Leicester today. We've got a 20-foot container on, so just a little bit about the job that I do. I'm a container driver, and in my personal opinion, it's one of the best jobs that I've had in the industry. So I've been driving HGVs now since I was 17. I passed my test with the army, and I've done a range of different jobs, from curtain side of work, general haulage stuff, to tippers, walking floors. I've done a lot of the Amazon fridge work as well, and since coming onto containers, I can't lie, it's the best job in the industry, in my personal opinion, and I hope to show you why, really. Don't get me wrong, there are ups and downs still. You know, still you can have long days and all that sort of stuff, but overall it's one of the better jobs. It's one of the jobs where, you know, sort of you get paid a decent wage, and it's all for minimal effort, pretty much. And this is what the aim of these trucking vlogs will be ultimately, and that is to give you an insight into the life as a HGV driver, obviously, but a little bit about sort of behind the scenes of how we do the container world. And you know, there's a lot out there with general haulage and stuff, and I understand that, you know, the types of loads and general haulage can vary, but the container world is pretty cool as well. It's going to be quite difficult to discuss the loads. I've had some guidance from my boss, and he doesn't want that, which is fair enough. A lot of high value goods sort of travel on the back of containers, and you know, he wants to protect his customers, and I want to make sure that I'm helping him out as well, and not showing what I shouldn't. But I'm going to show you what I can. There's going to be a lot of behind the scenes stuff about it, sort of around the port. You know, I'll film what I can there, and as well, when we're going into these difficult places, I'll try and record that as well. And that's one thing that the container world does offer, is you know, difficult driving challenges. You know, there's been quite a few since I've started. I've been doing containers now for about 8 months. So yeah, and that's pretty much what the channel is going to be about, guys, in terms of the trucking content. Obviously the main focus, as always, is my flight sim content. It's my passion, it's my hobby, but I thought I'd sort of bring the two worlds together, bring the world of haulage and aviation, or virtual aviation, together, and just put it on YouTube. You know, at the end of the day, it's my passion, it's my job, and essentially we just want to do that, and show you guys what it's all about. But anyway, we'll crack on with the day. As I said, we're travelling to Leicester today. We're running slightly late for our delivery due to some congestion on the roads. But apart from that, it's looking like a pretty solid day. So again, footage is going to be quite limited today. Still testing some things out. Got some more equipment arriving today as well, to allow for us to do some sort of different views, etc. So do stay tuned over the course of the next couple of vlogs, because they're gonna change, they're gonna get better. I'll be sort of relying on you guys as well to let me know what you want to see and what doesn't work and all that sort of stuff, and we'll basically you know, evolve together with this sort of stuff, which is yeah, great. But don't forget guys to leave a subscribe, a comment and a like if you do like the content, and because that will definitely help the channel grow, and that's the aim, is to grow the channel so that the content gets better for you guys, and I start sort of showing you guys what you want to see, essentially. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. I don't know at what point we're gonna come back and where you're gonna see me next, but I'll try my best to sort of keep it so that you can see as much of what I'm doing as possible. But until then guys, you'll join me in a bit. And that's us at the delivery point, guys. So the plan for the video, I think, is just going to be I'm going to try and do a bit of chatter on the way back, and then we'll do a little bit of a cab tour when I get a chance as well, just to keep it short and simple, test out a few things, and then we'll go from there. I'll try and film as much as possible, but for now, delivery's happening, and it's time for me to jump in the pit and get a nap in. I think life of a container driver, pretty much. But yeah, and I'll speak to you guys a little bit further on down the line. I can't stand, I'm gonna cut it down. Right then guys, that is us on our way now. We've completed our first delivery, or our only delivery of today, should I say. And now we're just heading back to Felixstowe to get the box changed over, and then that'll be us for the day, hopefully. But it wasn't a bad delivery. It only took about an hour, but that's one thing you'll learn if you watch these videos, is that especially with the container stuff, deliveries can range from half an hour to about 4 hours. I've had some that have lasted 6 hours. You know, so it can take a while. But it's not too bad. You know, there's some early mornings, but when you've got that longer delivery, it's actually not too bad, because you tend to just sort of get your head down, take a nap, and then you feel a bit fresher afterwards, you know. But yeah, as I said, we're on our way out of Leicester now, and we've got some diversions in place for the industrial estate that we're in, so we can't actually use the way that we normally use to get out, so we've sort of got to take a different way, which I think, actually, looking at it on maps, is slightly better. I thought I'd put my phone as a sort of as a windscreen view, sort of point of view, for today, because at least then you guys can sort of see what I'm looking at while I'm talking to you, I suppose. But yeah, it's not been a bad day. But yeah, I mean, the stuff we do in the container world tends to, you know, in terms of what it looks like from the outside, yeah, of course it looks the same. And there we go. So there won't be a front camera view because my phone's just stopped recording. Apparently I haven't got enough space, so I'll have to figure that one out. and come back with the solution for that one. But as I was saying, the container world, you know, it's one of those things. It doesn't look good from the outside, but a lot of the stuff we deliver can be very interesting. Unfortunately, as I said before, you know, it's going to be quite difficult to sort of to talk about it in terms of what's on the back. But you know, some of the places we go are interesting and can be quite difficult, and I'm sure you guys would want to see that. So that's my sort of intent, is to just show you the day in, day out sort of life of being a container driver, you know, and see what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys probably won't know much about the haulage industry, but a lot of you will. So there's no point me sort of, you know, explaining about all the other different types of work that you can do within the haulage industry, because I'm sure there's plenty of other vloggers, truck vloggers out there that will do that. So I'll just focus on the container side of life, and you guys can sort of dig around in the other guys' archives and sort of see what you think is better. But as I said, my personal opinion is container driving is by far the best type of work to do in the industry. You know, it's early mornings. You know, there's some days where you might not get a slot at the port, and you then need to be up at sort of maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning to be able to get into the port early and get the box on to get to your delivery on time. And there's some days where stuff just goes to plan, and you end up getting your box on, and you can just sort of start normal time really. So it's a hit and miss. I've got a few gripes with this truck today. So as I said before, it was driven by somebody else either over the weekend or Friday because I was off, and I've come back and the truck is in what was in shit state, to put it lightly. They changed the language on the tacho and the dash, so I couldn't understand a word of what I was reading basically. So I had to sort of jump on Google Translate, and then it wouldn't detect the language for some reason, and then I managed to work it out in the end anyway. And then essentially I started driving, and the pedal is squeaking. The accelerator pedal is squeaking. There's nothing wrong with it in terms of how it's operating. I think it's just a bit squeaky. He's clearly trying to put his foot through it or something. It does my head in. I'm the sort of person that likes to keep the truck clean. You know, it's personal pride at the end of the day. And I always like to come into the truck in the morning with it smelling nice and it looks nice, and you know, the footwell's clean, and it's just a nice start to the day. And especially in an industry where it can go so bad so quick, you know, the best way to do it is start the day good, let it get worse, right? Not start the day shit. So when I come into work this morning, I was ready to lose my shit, so to say. But it is what it is. Not everybody respects the equipment that they get to use, and that's unfortunate. I don't have to say, you know, the types of drivers that do disrespect it. You know, it's very well known in the industry, you know, who I'm referring to when I say that. I personally have no time for that style of work, because it's just drivers that are there to get a wage, and they have no care in the world about the trucks that they're using and the equipment that, you know, let's be honest, my boss, for example, is putting a lot of faith in me as a driver to take care of his equipment, his assets, deliver the cargo that he needs us to deliver on time, safely, and I want to do the best job of that. But there's a certain sort of group of people that drive these trucks that will simply just they don't give a shit, and that's what does my head in. But yeah, that's and that put my day off to a bad start. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I said, I was meant to start vlogging in the yard this morning. I was going to do a bit of connecting up to the trailer, etc. but in the end I was so frustrated, like, you know, obviously having to change the language on the truck, clean everything. Yeah, just one of those days today, guys, unfortunately. But anyway, let's talk about how I intend for these to run, I suppose. So I intend to do one truck vlog a week, and that is simply to keep you guys sort of, you know, those that want to see the HGV content, is keep you entertained in that sense. The main focus of the channel, as I've always said, is going to be my flight sim stuff. Again, it's a passion of mine, and to be able to sort of put my skills to the test, so to say, be it creative skills and flight simulator skills, I suppose. It's quite a nice thing to be sharing on YouTube, and I'm enjoying it at the minute. You know, views are sort of casual, so, you know, for me it's not about that. It's about putting it out there and hopefully getting you guys interested in the sort of stuff that I do, and all that sort of stuff. So that's essentially what it is. But yeah, as I said, one truck vlog a week. I'll try and upload to TikTok a bit more frequent, because at the end of the day it is my day job, so it's a lot easier for me to sort of to film what I'm doing now, rather than having to make time for the sim, jump on the sim, plan the video that I'm going to be doing in the sim, and all that sort of stuff. So as I said, it's a lot simpler for me to record these videos, and, you know, and edit and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's basically the plan. And it would be ideal if you guys could let me know what you want to see. I know it's limited with container driving, but you know, if there's anything you want to know, anything you want to see in specific to this part of the industry, let me know, and I'll try my best to include it. But the type of work that we do is quite varied, you know, from refrigeration style stuff to the smaller boxes, the 20-foot boxes, to the 40-foot boxes, all the way up to the 45-foot boxes. So the stuff that we do is quite varied, I ain't gonna lie. And it's fun as well. Some of the places we go are really cool. The guys that we speak to there are really nice, which again is quite rare in this industry. You know, the sort of you know, part of the industry that people probably talk about more than often is the way drivers are treated, and unfortunately our customers, you know, do treat us with respect, and, you know, they're always there on hand, offer you a drink, you know, let you know where the toilets are, and if you need anything, let them know, basically. And that is, you know, you can't ask for anything more really from them. You know, so that's why we always strive to give them a good service. So it's one of those things. But yeah, apart from that, guys, you know, we'll crack on down the road. We're going to head to Felixstowe. I'll try and get some port footage for you guys. Obviously I can't record anything that's going to jeopardize the sort of security of the port, which, as you can probably imagine, I don't want to do. I'm pretty sure if somebody said they watched my video and that's how they managed to, you know, break into the port or enter the country illegally or whatever, then yeah, it wouldn't be good. So I'll show what I can. I think people are probably going to be more interested in how the box comes on and off, and obviously the cranes, etc. So I'll definitely show some of that, and yeah, that will pretty much be it for now, guys. As I said, I was intending to show you a lot more forward-facing footage today, using my phone at the moment. But I'm going to have to sort of go through my phone and delete all the stupid videos from WhatsApp groups, etc. Because clearly they're blocking up my memory, and it's stopped recording. So I do apologise for that. But yeah, we'll crack on to the port, get there, we'll show you some bits and bobs there. When we get back to the yard, I'll do a quick cab tour, show you what I'm driving, show you what our boss gives us in terms of equipment in the cab. He's very generous in that regard. The trucks are kitted, you know, to a good spec, I'd probably say, you know, even to the engine that it has, or the engine horsepower that it has. But I'm sure some of you already will know what I'm driving. and yeah, we'll go from there, guys. And then once we post this, I will promise that as it goes on, the videos will get better. You'll see a lot more of what we're doing, and yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. So until we get to I need a drink. Until we get to Felixstowe, guys, I'll see you. And then, guys, you join me as we are arriving at the Port of Felixstowe. We're gonna jump in here and change over our box, and essentially head back to the yard. We've got a brake test to do when we get back, but then that'll be us done. So what I'll do is you can join me as we head into the port. So my plan is I'll check in. Obviously I can't show you sort of a windscreen view of the port, and that's for security reasons. So again, like I said, I've got to be very careful what I'm showing in that regard. But as soon as we are in our bay to collect the container, or get rid of the container as I take it off, I'll pop the camera on so you guys can see what goes on, and then from there we'll drive on back to the yard. I'll show you how to or what we do doing a brake test on this trailer, and then it will be back to the yard. We'll do a quick cab tour, show you around the truck, and that'll be us all done, guys. So we'll like I said, get into Felixstowe, and you'll join me once we're past security and through check-in. So I'll see you then. Right then, guys, that is us through check-in and security, and we're not going into holding. We're going straight to get the box off, and it won't be a crane taking the box off today. It will be a sort of container forklift, so to say, really. So we'll head straight to there now, and then we've got to go to a haulier bay, which is essentially where you have to take the truck to, if you want to adjust anything on the trailer. So we'll have to set the trailer up for a 40-foot box. Currently got a 20-foot box on, so we'll do that. I won't film that part simply because the weather outside is gipping. It's horrible. So basically, once the box is off, we'll head over to sort the trailer out. And then after that, then we'll head straight over to the crane to collect our box, which we're taking. And essentially, that's going to be the main part of this part of the video, is showing the crane putting the box on. And hopefully there's not too much of a wait for us to do that either. Sometimes there can be a hefty queue, and obviously with, depending on how many cranes are in the stack at the time, it can take a while. But yeah, we'll head over to take our box off. I'll maybe talk you through, if there's not too much of a wait, how we do it. So we'll just turn into the container park. And we need Whiskey 824, which I think is right here. Is it down a bit further? Yeah, it's down towards the end. So basically you have to find your allocated bay for the box, and wait for it to be taken off, essentially. We've got somebody here. We're going to have to go around him. Yeah. I'll tell you what, guys, we'll cut back when our forklift driver is on the bay, so we can show it getting taken off. And I'll show you the truck in front, I think, and show you how it gets taken off. And then we'll cut to the crane loading us, I think. So yeah, we'll see you in a minute. And essentially, guys, the container gets taken off by one of those things there, and it gets dropped off then in the stack. And I don't want to annoy the forklift driver too much. I'm putting him on camera, and that's why I didn't show it getting taken off the truck. But essentially, it's our turn now. So we'll pull forward. He'll give us a beep, and he'll let us know when he wants us to stop. So we'll pull forward, slow down there. There we go, and that's him telling us to stop. And then essentially, as you can see over there, the container will lift off, and then give him a beep to say thank you. And that's how we take the container off at Felixstowe anyway. And then essentially, yeah, we'll move on to the next step, and I'll see you then. Ooh, hello. So what we'll do is we'll quickly check some gloves on, and we'll go and adjust the trailer. I'll show you what I'm doing. Literally just clapped in and setting the trailer up for a 40-footer essentially. Can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but yeah, set it up for a 40-footer. And then we'll head over to our collection bay for our next container. Pop it back in here a moment while I take my gloves off. Peace. And my watch. Right then. We will now head to our collection bay for the container we are collecting. I can see my friend over there as well. He's probably sleeping. Let's see if he gets away from that. No, he's not even in the truck. But yeah, essentially we'll head over to our collection bay now, and put the container on with the crane. I'll show as much of that as possible. Again, I don't want to piss the crane drivers off, to be completely honest. I'm trying my best to only film sort of the very sort of publicly viewable things, I imagine. I mean, you can see everything that goes on here from the sort of the observing areas around the port, I suppose. It's one thing you've always got to be careful of when you're driving around the port, though, is that your pins don't drop hitting potholes, because essentially it'll just ruin your day. You have to come back into the port, get it lifted, and get those pins back up. But yeah, I just don't want to sort of piss anybody off, essentially, is what I'm getting at. So I want to show as much as possible without upsetting people, and there's no doubt there's going to be, well, could be the odd one or two that don't like it, whatever, but you know, I'm only showing and trying to keep everybody's, you know, try and stop me from showing people that don't want to be shown, etc. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing, in my opinion, at the moment anyway. Right, so we need Hotel 817. So that's hotel there. So we'll turn in there. 817 is pretty much where that guy is there. So we're gonna have a bit of a wait. So what I'll do is obviously cut the camera, and we'll come back once the crane is ready to serve me, I suppose. We've got a couple in front, I think, that are going to be served first. So yeah, I'll let you know how long that takes. I'll give you a better insight into how long this sort of part of the day can take, I suppose. So yeah, we'll come back in minutes for you. So guys, the box is being lowered now. And again, I don't want to piss anybody off too much, so we'll go as far as I'll be showing you here. The box is being lowered. And then we'll have to pull forward a little bit as well. And that is our box on, guys, as you can see. So he'll lift the crane, and then we'll just give him a thumbs up and get going. Give him a honk. And that's that, guys. That is how we load the box. Well, here at Felixstowe anyway, that's how we load the box. In different ports, different procedures. No doubt, I've got to put my seatbelt on actually, because that buzzing's going to do my head in. So yeah, as I was saying, essentially, no doubt we'll end up at London Gateway at some point, and that's a completely different process again. That's a bit more sort of, the crane does the majority of the work. You just reverse into sort of little bays, the crane comes forward, serves the, so it's all different bays essentially. But no doubt we'll get an insight into that as we go through and we continue these trucking vlogs. But for now, guys, what I'll do is I'll switch now. I'm going to go and check out, make sure that we got the right box, check the seal, etc. Make sure that's in good order, and then we will jump back once we're out of here, and then we'll get back to the yard. We need to do a brake test with the mechanics, and then from there it will literally be just straight into the yard, park up for the night, and then we go at it again tomorrow. Not sure what we're doing tomorrow yet. We normally find out before the end of the day. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, we'll see you in a minute. And that is us, guys, on our way to the yard / brake test. What I'll do is I'll take you with the brake to the brake test with me. I'm not sure what I'll be able to show there, but I'll be able to sort of give you an idea as to what I'm doing, I suppose. And then back to the yards. We'll just do a quick truck tour, and that'll be the end of the video, guys. So stay tuned if you want to sort of see the ins and outs of this truck. Yeah, we'll get on with it there. I just want to take a minute to talk a little bit about plans for the channel, in terms of what's going to be uploaded, when it's going to be uploaded, etc. So my plans are Mondays I will post HGV content, so Monday around 6 PM I suppose is a good time, and that's when HGV content will be posted. And then on Wednesdays I aim to do a live stream on the sim, and you know, I want it to be as engaging as possible with viewers, and you know, I want to build a community, realistically speaking, where people can just enjoy a bit of HGV content, enjoy a bit of virtual aviation content, and eventually real world aviation as well, and yeah, just enjoy really. So the live streams, I want them to be engaging. You know, I want anybody to ask questions on the HGV side or the aviation side. For as much as we're going to be, you know, obviously live streaming our virtual flight sim content, you know, I want it to be engaging in all aspects. So that'll be on Wednesdays, realistically. Now, it won't be every Wednesday. You know, I have got a family, and you know, I do enjoy spending time with my my partner and my daughters. So yeah, it's sort of, I will try and keep it as consistent as possible. If I do miss a Wednesday, there's always a chance that I might just do it on a different day. But I'll always aim for the Wednesday, and that will be around sort of 6 to 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. And then Friday, I'll aim to post some flight sim content, whether that be a full flight video, you know, a tutorial of some sort. That's going to be the aim, essentially. And then in between, if there's content that, you know, I might post, whether it be TikTok, Instagram or YouTube, I'll do so. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes, guys. But you know, I'm going to rely on you guys quite a bit here to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the videos, and comment, because you know, just like every other creator says on YouTube, we can't express enough how important those little steps are, and for the channel and for video growth, etc. You know, we make these videos, we want people to see them. And like I said, we want to build communities, and you know, we want to engage with our viewers, and we can only do that if you guys are happy to press those 3 buttons on the screen, you know, and help us out. So if I could ask you to do that, it would mean the world, and you know, it really push the channel and push the videos out there as well. And in the comments, let me know what you want to see. You know, if there's a certain type of HGV video you want to see, let me know. Or if there's a certain type of flight sim video you want to see, then let me know that as well. And give me some ideas on some real world aviation stuff as well. And that would be great, absolutely great. And if there's any HGV content aside from the container side of things, let me know as well, because there's always potential that I might be able to make a video, put a video together of something that's sort of not my day job, because you know, I do enjoy haulage as well, and I'd sort of happily make a video based on some other area, some niche potentially. I don't think I'd sit through general haulage all day, but maybe some sort of niche part of the industry. Then yeah, do let me know, guys. So what we'll do is we'll stop the video here for now, and we'll join me back at the mechanics for our brake test, and then after the brake test you'll join me in the yard where we'll do a quick tour of the truck, and then we will finish the video there. So I'll see you in a little while. Right guys, we are just coming into the workshop now to get our brake test done. We're losing light quite quickly, that time of year again, I think. But sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not, I suppose. But yeah, so luckily enough, where we're doing the brake test, it's in the same industrial sit, so we literally do the brake test, come out of the workshop and straight into the yard, pretty much. So what I'm going to do is drive in here. I'll pull up. It's raining out there, so I'm not going to take the camera, and I'm not too sure how these guys would take it. But then I'll try and film a little bit of the reverse. I'll try and get on trailer out of the way. Yeah, film a little bit of the reverse, and also a little bit of the brake test as well. Show you guys how it's done. So just bear with me, and I'll see you in a minute. Right then guys, we are just about to reverse into the workshop. And then we'll go ahead and reverse onto the brake rollers. So nice and easy, get it rolling back. These guys are really good here. Every time I come in, it literally just chuck me straight on the rollers if I need them, which is always useful. probably can't see it in this other camera that I'm trying to put on, so I'm not sure if I'll use it. If you can see a little bit of the reverse, then I will. I think it's just going to miss it. So I'll tell you what, I won't use that other camera. Should I pull it forward onto the first one? Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I'll tell you what, I'll go back. Stop there? No worries, thank you very much. Oh, well, we were going to use another camera, but the iPhone's given up on us again, unfortunately, so I have to figure that one out and see if there's something I can do to be able to free up some memory. Pay for iCloud, is it? But it's not doing it still, unfortunately. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll cut to the brake test. I'll show you guys with the mirror little camera how it's done and what we do. Alright. So essentially, in just a moment, our fitter / mechanic will tell us to move forward. So he's going to stand somewhere there and we'll basically roll forward and he'll tell us when to brake. It's a trailer brake test essentially, so you roll onto rollers. The rollers will pick up a pace like in your MOTs, and you press the brake and it will test the resistance or whatever on the brakes for that specific axle. So there's 9 tests that need to be done. So you've got axle 1 brake, there's not 9, there is 4. So that's us now ready to pull forward. So as you can see there, he's telling us to pull forward. And then once we're steady on the rollers, we go into neutral, and he will essentially tell us to put the brake on nice and slowly and then lift up essentially. So that's what we will do. So we put it back on again and up. So basically they're looking for a nice sort of firm emergency brake in some sense, I believe. I am worried that it's going to fail. Not that I've had a problem with the brakes all day, the brakes have been perfect, but I have had it sometimes where I've been at companies and the brake test does fail, which is quite concerning. So yeah, sorry. So there's 6 tests. They test the axle, and then they test the parking brake for the axle, the trailer parking brake, essentially. So that's what he's doing now, is the parking brake. Once he's done that, he'll release the parking brake, and I'll pull forward onto the next axle. So it's pretty straightforward, really. But yeah, so it seems as if the parking brake's working. You can sort of tell with the sort of like sort of shaking of the cab, because obviously the trailer's basically holding its position. Right, so he's going to move us forward in a moment. So it's telling us to move forward now. And then we're settled on the middle axle, and it will be the same thing again. So we leave the cab parking brake off, and he tells us to put it on and lift, essentially. It's nice and simple. And again, that looks like it's passed again, and it'll be the same for the parking brake on that one. So yeah, that's pretty much a brake test. It's pretty simple, and yeah, it's one of those things that gets done every 6 weeks, I think, with its service inspection. There's a lot of air coming out of there. It's quite concerning. I need to put that parking brake on. But yeah, I think it's done every 6 weeks. But don't quote me. I know there's new regulations on sort of brake monitors or meters or whatever it is for trailers. I'm not really too in the know about that, if I'm honest. But yeah, I know what I need to know, I suppose. So yeah, that's pretty much a brake test. So what we'll do is now I'll finish off here, and you'll see me back in the yard, and we'll run through a quick cab tour before ending the video, guys. But once again, just a quick reminder, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a like and a comment as well. Let me know what you want to see going forward. But I'll see you in a few minutes. Cheers. Right then, guys, that is us back at the yard. So, brake test went all okay. Thankfully, passed. And essentially, that is us now done for the day. We go back to Leicester tomorrow, but to a different customer, which I might record. It won't be a part of this vlog, but I might record because it's a fairly interesting site, to be fair. And I know the guys because I've already asked them, and they don't mind me filming there, so there could be a good chance to get some content there as well. So what I'm doing now is just filling out the diary. So this is my diary. Filling out some company paperwork, and that's us done. If there's anything I can ever suggest to anybody who wants to be a HGV driver, it's get used to your diary. I use it every day I'm in work, and I record rest days, holidays, etc., sick days if I have any. And essentially, it's your best friend, because it just keeps note of your entire sort of your days, etc. So if you do get pulled by DVSA, or you get audited as a driver or a company, essentially, you know, they might ask, well, what are you doing on this day, and you simply will be able to open your diary, let them know. You know, it's not a legal document, don't get me wrong. You know, it can't officially save your ass, but I've known on many occasions where drivers have said, like, you know, so I'll pull out my diary and I had an infringement on this day, and I noted it down really well, and I give a full explanation in the diary, and I just read it out to them, and they were fairly good with it. DVSA is something DVSA do like, and that is being organised, really. So that's that. So we're just going to finish doing this, and then I'll do a quick tour around, let you know what truck I drive, and I'm not going to do an outside tour, not today anyway. It's raining, and I didn't like the rain when I was in the army, so I'm not going to do it now. It's simple. Try and keep dry all the time. But yeah, that's what we'll do. So you'll see me in just a minute for the cab tour. Right then guys, you join me now and we'll have a quick look around the cab. It's only going to take 2 minutes just to show you what I drive and show you what sort of add-ons comes with the truck, or what the boss pays for basically. He's a good boss, he provides quite a bit for his drivers, so you know, yeah, we'll show you around anyway. So I drive DAF XG, it's simple, not the Plus, just the XG, and it's a big cab, as you can see. I'm 6'3" and I've got clearance on the head as well, so it's pretty cool. This cab comes with 2 bunks, so we've got the top bunk here, which is obviously for a single man cab. It's going to be used for storage, and then we've got the lower bunk here, which hasn't got any bedding on it at the minute. I've just not had the time, if I'm honest, to start kitting the cab out. I do like all the flashy bits, but just haven't had a chance. So essentially, this is yeah, a cab that's kitted out with a microwave. It's kitted out with the sat-nav system from DAF, which is in there as well. It's got a fridge, and it's also got just a normal storage cupboard in there as well. And then it comes with a spare cupboard for whatever you want to use it for. And yeah, it's a 530 DAF as well, so it's got a bit of power behind it, which is nice. I've never really been a DAF man, ain't gonna lie. I'm a Volvo guy, but this has actually been quite a pleasure to drive. I try and keep it clean. It's looking a bit shabby at the minute. As I said, there was an agency driver in there, or in here, either over the weekend or on Friday. He didn't respect it, so it's a bit of cleaning to go on. But I have tried my hardest, as you can tell, to sort of keep it clean. It's a bit wet because it is raining outside, and obviously I have been in here working all day as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. It hasn't got the electric beds, it's only got the manual bed, which is fine, and it has got the pilot chair. So essentially this is the handle down here. You basically release it and it turns the chair, so you can use it as like a sort of your living room essentially if you're tramping. I used to be a tramper, not interested in it anymore. Simple as. I've got a family now and I want to be home. So that's it, guys. But yeah, thank you very much for watching the vlog. Please let me know what else you want to see. If there's anything else that I haven't covered that you want to know, do let me know. And as I said, I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.